No matter what they said, I want you to know this. You're not asking for too much. You are not asking for too much, and you are not too much. Let's talk about a belief that sits so deep it often hides in plain sight. And that belief is that you're too much or that you're asking for too much, not just in love, but in friendships, family, your work, success, money, your dreams. Maybe, maybe you found yourself asking, am I asking for too much? You know, by wanting consistent communication? Am I wrong to want emotional presence? Is it unrealistic for me, for someone like me, to ask for clarity or to not be left guessing? Do I sound needy for wanting support when I'm overwhelmed? Am I being delusional for believing that I can have love and ease and abundance? Let me say clearly, so you hear this loudly. You are not too much, and you are not asking for too much. Let me give you a few examples of what this can look like, especially when you've been around emotionally unavailable people. You ask how they feel about the relationship and they change the subject. You express a need, maybe reassurance, quality time, a little bit more prioritizing, emotional support. And you're met with, you're too sensitive, or you're always asking for too much, or you're always overreacting. You try to talk about the future and they say, can't we just go with the flow? You open up about a dream you have and they downplay it and they mock it or ignore it. Or they look at you like, yeah, never going to happen. You speak a boundary and suddenly you're the one being punished with distance or silence, ghosting. These responses train you into silence, dimming your light, shrinking into thinking, if I just need less, they'll stay. And this is exactly why we settle for less, dimming our light, softening our voice, and asking and settling for crumbs while watching others shine and receive what they desire seemingly effortlessly. But here's the truth. Asking does not drive love away. It reveals who's capable of giving it. And emotionally available people, they actually appreciate your clarity. Did you know that? They lean in when you express need. They don't punish your voice. They hear it and they honor it. The pain isn't because you asked. The pain is that you are asking in a space that could not hold you. So here's the reframe. Your asking was never too much. It was just that you were always asking in the wrong room. You are allowed to ask for love that is present, for support that doesn't guilt you, for success that doesn't cost you your peace, for abundance that feels stable, not stolen, for friendships that are not one-sided and that are consistent, that bring you peace, for clarity, not confusion. Asking is not a burden, it's a mirror for truth. So ask boldly, ask without shame, and ask yourself too, where have I stayed silent to stay connected? Where have I downplayed my needs to feel safe? Where am I ready to rewrite that? Where am I ready to rewrite that? Because asking isn't weakness, it's a radical act of self-respect and love for yourself. And you, my love, my beautiful soul, are worthy of everything you desire. And I'm going to repeat that. Asking isn't weakness, it's strength. It's a radical act of self-respect, and you are worthy of everything you desire. So why do we forget that? Why do we silence ourselves year after year, even when it hurts? It isn't because you're broken. You are not broken. You are not broken. You are not broken. It's not because you're actually too much. It's because at some point you learned, just like I did, that safety meant self-abandonment. Maybe as a child, your emotional needs weren't met. Not because you were too needy, but because the adults around you didn't know how to meet them. Maybe you were celebrated, but that made others feel uncomfortable and rejected when you made a mess, had a need or asked for more. Maybe you loved someone deeply, and the more open you became, the more distant they became. And your nervous system learned, and this is the pattern, that need, can't believe I just did that, that need equals loss. Maybe you've watched others get labeled difficult or dramatic for simply being honest or left. And you internalize the same fear over time. Your beautiful system tried to protect you, but all it has been doing is shrinking you. It just said this, let's not rock the boat. Shh, let's just hold it together. Let's be easy. Let's be pleasant, unbothered. But that version of safety is survival, not self-expression. And it's why you might still catch yourself asking, is it too much to want consistency? To want clarity? Am I being too difficult for needing that clarity? Should I just be grateful for everything that I've got and settle? And this is how I lived my entire life until I discovered the truth. Your needs aren't a burden. There's simply a map to your truth. Your desires aren't delusional. They're divine instructions. You learned to protect your heart by silencing it, by settling. But your healing begins when you start listening again. And not everyone will be able to meet you there. And thank God. But the right people, the right opportunities that align to your energetic signature, the right souls will. The right kind of love. They won't ask you to shrink. They'll meet you in your fullness. They'll say, thank you for asking. Let me meet you there. So if you've been wondering, is it okay to want this? Let this be your reminder. Yes, yes, it is. It is not just okay. It is your goddamn birthright. And the more you honor what you need, the more you magnetize what's aligned. So, this is a gentle journaling invitation to round out this video with emotional resonance and a feeling of being lovingly held. So let's say this together. You can close your eyes if it's safe to do so, or keep them open. It is safe for me to ask for what I need without fear of being judged. It is safe for me to want more. It's okay that I want more. My needs are sacred. I am not too much. I am finally just enough for the life that I'm calling in. Breathe that in. Let your system begin to unlearn the old stories, the ones that taught you love had to be earned through silence, through fear, through waiting, through settling. Because your voice is not too loud, your needs are not too big, your desires are not delusional. They are divine and they are leading you home. And if this speaks something deeper and you're ready to shift, then tomorrow is the very last day to grab this special waitlist offer for the Healed Heart Blueprint. The doors officially open on June the 8th. And there is a bonus with the waitlist, which is huge savings, and also a live Q&A with me, a group live Q&A with me, which will be recorded for the course as well. You can find out all about that in the links below this video. or in my bio. So let me leave this with you all. If you feel called, spend a few moments with these questions today and let them meet you in honesty, not in judgment. Okay, pen and paper time. Where in my life have I been afraid to ask for more? In love, support, money, clarity, business, kindness, abundance, respect. You can break it down into categories. What old story rises when I imagine being clear and direct about my needs? And what would shift in my life if I deeply trusted that my desires are worthy, sacred, and possible? If I no longer believed I was too much, how would I show up differently? You don't need all the answers today, just the willingness to stay in conversation with yourself. That is it from me today, guys. Please feel free to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And as always, comment below your answers too if you want to. I will be back very, very soon.